Ladies and gentlemen, I need my microphone because we are live and we are ready to go. We are the Wrasslin for Life Network, and we're full of energy on what is our 200th. That's right, crazy number, but this is our 200th live stream. We're ready to celebrate. We're ready to have a lot of fun. It's going to be a good night, folks. We got lots to talk about. We got AEW on tap. We're going to rock out the way we always do. Don't go anywhere. Strap in, strap on, have some fun. Let's go. Ding, ding, ding. We are live, folks. And as I said, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network, back at it, doing what we do best, doing it the way no one else does it. We are jumping into AEW Dynamite. The show's already kicking off. The chat's already filling up. Lots of energy, and we are ready. As always, that's Big Nick. He is the master of mayhem. He's the troublemaker. He's everyone's best friend. The what man? How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. I was going to say, just fitting right now that, the tag team's here and everything like that. And, so is FTR coming out right now.
At least we're getting FTR on TV. I mean, 8-man tag's not my favorite choice. But before we bitch and complain about all that fun stuff, I am Mr. Every Night, KJ White, the Iron Man of YouTube. And I'm excited, folks, for where we've come from to where we are now. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. A lot of the fans in the chat tonight have been here for a lot of it. And, we're so grateful to be able to do 200 live streams. That's insane. Each live stream, is generally at least a couple hours. So we've been here for many minutes, spent many minutes with this man here, more than anyone else on this planet.
Right. My wife over there in the corner there right now has just got a beard.
Right. Oh, but with that being said, folks, it's been nothing but a pleasure. Let us know if you have any predictions for this 8-man tag. We take the predictions for every match. Nick, AEW Dynamite, we're going to try and put some positivity on this one and have a good time with it. But yeah, 200 episodes as well, sir.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, trust me. I'm about ready to start doing the one fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish, knick-knack, paddywhack. But yeah, no, I know we've been harsh and critical and everything of AEW at times, but I mean, kicking off with the Acclaimed and FTR versus, granted, you have to ask boys, pause, but also having Swerve and Glory, it's a hell of a way to kick off the show. And we've already had Daddy Ass, again, pause, come out and just instantly bum rush Swerve. So I like at least that they're not doing it stupidly or anything like that. Like, he's already like, I'm gonna get you, goddamn it.
Yeah, he's not happy. He's not happy. And right away we're getting, right into it. We're not wasting any time. They screwed up, Daddy Scissors. What are they gonna do?
Right.
Got to be heat.
So who are you taking for this match? And I'm already assuming it's FTR and the Acclaimed. I think that's kind of a given.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a given, but I'm going to take them. I'm a little concerned, but I'm going to take them, Nick.
The only way that I see them losing is if we start to get that hint of dissension. How will they coexist to where they start to kind of push and shove, and that's what cost them the match.
Do you find it ironic? We get FTR, they're still buried in these multi-man matches or anything but a solid title match or anything but a solid tag match. Also, with things in the background happening, I do find it funny that there's dissension among Death Triangle suddenly. I wonder, what are the odds?
Right, that somebody might be coming back. But I will say this. I do like that this shows that there's depth in the AEW tag team division, because notice there's no Young Bucks here, and we've still got at least three and a half top-level tag teams here with Swerve and Glory, FTR, and the Acclaimed.
And it's true. And the Acclaimed are as over can be. Obviously, they've done extremely well with Scissor Me Daddy, which nobody saw coming.
Right. Well, it's Billy Gunn's, managed to get kids suspended or kicked out of school in 2 different generations now, I feel like, at this point, between being in DX with the New Age Outlaws and now in the Acclaimed.
Oh,
So,
all right, over.
Dax and Swerve right now in the ring.
Yeah.
Sorry, Cash.
I agree with him both times. That being said, Jack, how you doing tonight? Damien, what's going on? Know you're always looking forward to the shows. Who's ready? Mick, welcome back. We're always ready.
That's going to get confusing, though, between Mick and Nick. What?
Jericho is on Masked Singer? Legit?
Well, don't you have to be able to sing, or at least attempt to actually sing and everything?
Not true. Not true. I mean,
I didn't know it was a karaoke competition.
It kind of is. For the first couple rounds anyway, and then it gets good.
Does he just do Judas every round?
He actually quit the contest when the crowd wasn't singing along.
Right. He's like, no, you're supposed to help me. You're supposed to know the words.
All right. What's up? That's Jack Swagger.
That's Jack Keith Swagger? Lee and Max Caster.
Close. No.
Close, but no cigar.
Right. Where what? Let me.
I think asking about Swagger.
Oh. Yeah, where's Swagger?
He's already filled his obligation of one show every couple of months.
Right. He's at home working on his non-facial expressions.
He's gone back to the forest like a fucking Sasquatch that he is.
All right, big spot, all 4 baby faces. Throw in the punches.
That didn't go right. They didn't sync that up right. So Bowens hit Keith Lee before Caster did. So he was already down, and Caster just kind of had to run into the ropes.
Ooh.
See, I told you we're getting dissension. Accusations.
Oh, we got a big scissor.
Pause.
Giant scissor in the ring. We're going to picture-in-picture, folks, and we'll remind everybody, thank you for being here. It is a Wednesday night. If you didn't know that, what have you been doing? But happy birthday to Chris Jericho, of course. Butch is also 1 year older, or 7, depending on how you look at it. And referee Nick Patrick today. There you go. Thank you, Dale.
Right.
It's 8 o'clock. Where are your children? Do you remember those?
Where are the guys at? We're here. Where are you at? Right here. What?
Howdy, y'all. What's up, Boss Monster? Dro, Mick, Dadala, how are you? Yowie Wowie. Yes, we found you. I think you found us, bro.
Yeah, Victor, you're taking my gimmick there.
Right. Now, Nick, I want to see if this works, but while we're in a quick commercial break, in honor of 200 live streams, I tried to shove something together real quick. I don't know how it turned out.
Okay, wait, let's go back to I think we're running a little bit behind here. I like
I love that we did that at the positivity.
Same time. It's so damn. What the hell is this?
We've got.
I would too.
Oh shit!
What the fuck? What the fuck?
Bitch!
When you're talking about that wrestling, you better put that for life with it.
See you on the flip side, folks. All right, that was a little choppy, but we're good. We're back. I had to fix up the audio on that one. I'll do it again later. But trying to do a little walk through history, and
it's nice. It's interesting to still remember, like we were talking about it before we went live and everything. How there was points to where me and CJ, you were going back and watching old videos, and there'd be like CJ just still sitting there in the chat, just hi guys, or there'd be me, hi KJ, how's it going in the chat and everything. No, it's great.
No, I mean, it was fun, and it's always fun to go back through the archive. And if you guys haven't done that yet, do it. Lots of original content. And I mean, we didn't get here. I mean, on our own, it took time, and it was, it's a crazy story of Will, LJ, and I needed something to do and somewhere to go, and we were locked out of where we used to be. And here we go. Took a swing at it, started running 200 episodes ago. Then the family evolved, grew, changed. Life happens, and I meet my kindred brothers, and we set fire to it all. So, sir, it's been a fun 120 episodes.
I was gonna say, well, I'm sure there's people that are tuned in right now and everything that have been here since day one, and that's why we keep saying that this is a wrestling channel for fans, by fans, all of that. If everybody's been here along with on us with this whole journey, whether you've been here for 5 months at this point, 5 hours, 5 minutes, 5 seconds, even. Man didn't even fix his stuff. There we go. But no, absolutely. Thank you to everyone that's been here, like I said, and given us any bit of time or anything. Oh, you glitched yourself, didn't you? But anyways, back to the action. We had W. Morrissey come down to ringside and give out a big boot, and now he's still hanging around. But I've got Bowens and Swerve right now in the ring, and Bowen throwing bows on Swerve.
Bowens is underrated. Bowens gets overlooked sometimes.
Absolutely.
A highly talented wrestler.
Famous, sir.
No, he's I know.
2 count. Is he the Billy Gunn of the Acclaimed?
Yes. Yeah. But I don't know if Caster's the road dog.
Yeah, it's like
That's
right. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
Yes. 930 subscribers. I asked last night for 925 by today. Thanks, chat, and welcome newbies. Yes, thank you, Victor, one of the big ambassadors of this channel. So thank you very much for the support, the love. And yes, 930. We are rolling to 1K. We are rolling to our next milestone. And guys like Victor, yeah, and be a Victor, get a t-shirt.
Absolutely. Well, when you're out on this much and you do it the way that we do it, it's, milestones start to seem like they're flying by at this point.
Right. I mean, it won't take long to get to 300. I'll put it that way.
Right.
Was that an Aubrey botch? I don't know. But we got all 8 men in the ring right now.
Everybody going down. Oh. Cash and out to the outside. So now we've got the Acclaimed and Swerve in our glory right now left in the ring. Oh. Keith Lee just threw Bowens into Caster.
How did we end up with Ass Boys in a heated rivalry with wow, Keith Lee just manhandling people.
Because of backstage segments, I get what you were getting out of why is FTR and the Ass Boys in a feud,
right?
Some way. It's because of backstage segments, because we had too many Chris Jericho segments go out on TV, so we couldn't fit them on the TV, unfortunately.
There goes Swerve.
Woo! Corkscrew off the top rope onto everybody. I was trying to think of the name of the move, but couldn't quite get there.
Just call it Tope something.
Yeah.
Tope
Swerve.
That's all you got to do.
Oh! Dax with the superplex on everybody on the outside.
Are they really going to carry this through every 4 years like soccer?
If they do that, it's literally just because of algorithms and everything like that. Yeah.
They all down.
Just crowd surfed over everybody.
Right. All right, bit of a car wreck to start the night tonight, but we're kicking it off with action, not wasting any time. And if you haven't made a prediction on this 8-man tag yet, what are you waiting for?
Right. No, if they do it every 4 years and everything like that, then it's very clearly that they're just trying to get those clicks and everything by being paired up around the actual World Cup.
That's a very valid point.
Sharpshooter.
Who won the World Cup in 2018?
Oh, why would you ask me that?
Like, I'm trying to remember myself. I mean, I remember the Good Brothers won that stupid fucking tournament that didn't mean anything. Shane McMahon was the best in the world. Was that the World Cup?
Well, yeah, that's what it was. It was Shane McMahon. I thought you were literally asking me about like the soccer World Cup. That's why.
Oh no, not at all. No.
Oh no, it was Shane McMahon. Who, remember, he's best in the world.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. That's the Miz and Shane feud.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just didn't recall it being called like the World Cup of.
Yeah, it was.
But I get it. I'm there.
And the Acclaimed NFTR pick up the 1, 2, 3.
Big ring. Big pin.
Why?
All right. So the best 2 tag teams in the division pick up a huge win, and now they'll go on to fight other teams. Pause.
Yeah, because we can't have this actually be a feud. Heaven forbid we have a good feud right now.
Yeah, baby faces are happy.
Right.
Good match, decent match. Ooh, set spot coming early on episode 200. Let's go.
JV, what are you saying is BS? What, that FTR went over? The Acclaim went over?
Come on. Wait. Is that what his issue was?
I'm not sure, but right now I'm getting a Maxwell Jacob Friedman video for him being on, I believe, Pardon My Take.
Right. Now, of course, MJF has been casted in the Von Erichs movie. So is he in and out for the next little while, or are we not going to see him in a minute? Is this his appearance on TV that they promised?
I'm not sure, but he's doing a damn good job right now of selling the Full Gear match. He's saying about how doctors have informed him he's going to be 110% going into Full Gear. He's very much, it's weird, and I know this is where I get the gripe with AEW of they're forcing the babyface turn, I feel, with him. Like, but then does Mox go heel?
Yeah, maybe. I think the Blackpool Combat Club, they're going to dismantle that pretty quick.
Hopefully. I mean, Danielson could use a refresh again, unfortunately. But he really is the best MJF's the best on the microphone doing it right now.
Yes, but I think he's been minimized. Like
this is 100%. Sorry.
But he's solid. He's on point. He's dialed in. I just don't like what's happened with him since his return.
I mean, I do like here now that he's ending it because he's talking about, how Moxley's from, the slums of Cincinnati and all of that, and going back to taking shots. And that's the thing is, to me, if they just left him being an asshole, and if you got chanted, he got chanted. If you got cheered, he got cheered. If you got booed, he got booed. Just don't change anything about him. He's getting over as it is. Just let it happen. It's the same thing like with Seth.
Right. Just let it be.
Right.
Let it be what it is. Like, you don't have to overwork it.
Leave well enough alone. You don't always have to put a gimmick on a gimmick, a hat on a hat, however you want to phrase it. But yeah, just let things naturally happen, Tony. If you really are Booker of the Year, then you shouldn't have to overbook every situation.
No, and you don't need MJF acting like this all of a sudden pseudo nice guy when we all know what his gimmick's been from day one.
Right.
Not even what his gimmick is, who he is from day one.
He's not. Yeah, he's the only one that his own parents have actually come out and said that he's an asshole. But I like this. He's going on and saying how I've been the one that's on the commercials, the interviews, all of that. That's been the flag bearer for professional wrestling on all and everything.
Right. It's true. No, he's undeniably a star of this company. And I mean, he was gone for a while. We're not sure. Some people still think it was a work. Some people still think it was a shoot, but he was gone for a while, came back. Everyone was pumped. And then it just kind of went nowhere, like quick. Like, and it's getting there, but it's just, I don't know. They went about it in a very fucking drawn out way.
Is MJF, though, the biggest star in AEW?
It's a hard one. It really is a hard one. And I mean, if you look beyond the scope of like the diehard AEW fans, MJF's up there, especially now doing things like being in the Von Erichs movie. It's notoriety. I mean, we talked about him. Who was it that he had issues with? Was it Sherry Shepherd? That story went viral, right? Like he, I mean, it's close between MJF, Mox, and I mean, we unfortunately have to include Jericho just because of name value, notoriety, mofos on fucking Masked Singer.
Right. Yeah. Well, I think that's probably right there. Just what we got is going to be his appearance, because it was just him talking right into the camera and everything.
Yeah.
But I think as far as being known outside of the company, outside of like people, I think know of MJF, people know of Jon Moxley, people know of Chris Jericho, outside of people who regularly watch AEW.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Absolutely. Right. And that's where I said, like, the only that was my only hesitation is, yeah, I mean, as far as young up and coming stars, I mean, he is the future of your company if you handle him properly. Or maybe you do, in fact, watch him wrestle for someone else in 2024.
Well, I was going to say, out of those three people that I just named in there, he's the only one that doesn't have that coming from WWE rub. He's purely been on MLW and AEW. So he doesn't have that shine from working under Vince. But I don't think that won't happen. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I don't think it's impossible. And again, now the landscape's different. If you think that somebody else can put a bigger shine on you, and again, I think what's changed now is you're thinking, all right, Hunter's trying to do a better job, and that's the only company I can marquee WrestleMania, or some of these, like, a lot of us grew up on those events and being a big deal. A lot of us, including wrestlers like MJF, that's still kind of like that big thing of, I want to be in Mania, right? Like I want to I want to play with that company.
And especially now with, like you were saying, with what Hunter's doing with WWE, which apparently Rocco is talking about. Papa H wanted to do a 40 men and 40 women Royal Rumble.
Yes.
This
year he can do it.
Yeah, fair enough.
This year, not women. Sorry, women.
No, bring back legends. We'll do that.
Yeah, but then
that's where Mickey comes back.
Sure. Yeah, I just think that's what happened. Like last year's Rumble was just, it was full of like, nobody you guys are bringing out are going to win this. Nobody.
Yeah, that's the problem that you run into with doing Rumbles, and then doing, especially once you get into bigger Rumbles and all of that. The only way I could see doing 40 would be with the men, like you said, this year, is you could literally legitimately name off probably 10 people that could actually have a chance at winning the Rumble, and some may not even be working for the company right now. That's the crazy part.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, that we talked about this before, Nick. Like, it really could be one of the biggest pop heavy Rumbles in a long, long time.
Oh, it's gonna go back to when you actually really got behind the Rumble, and I think that's telling why it's the second highest selling Rumble of all time, in that you legitimately don't know who's going to win. So they could be coming out from number 14, or they could do like what you talked about of save it till 29, 30, all of that.
I just want to play with people's emotions.
Right. Well, that's the thing, is this is going to get you compelled into it. You're going to get your emotions, your heartstrings tugged on, because there's literally betting odds across the board on who's going to win it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, right now, the favorite still is a guy that we haven't seen in several months, and we won't see for a couple more.
Yeah. If he can get there, I think he can get there.
I think so. I think it lines up pretty well. I mean, it's just, the narrative just kind of writes itself. I mean, again, I don't know. I'm not his doctor. I didn't believe his pec was that hurt to begin with. So I was like, he's faking it. They're not going to let him wrestle.
Right.
Go back to those streams. I look like a complete putz on the whole Cody thing.
No, you're good.
Everything's a word.
Looking like putzes, though, unfortunately. Now we're getting Bivens walking around in the dark around Boston, I guess.
I'm not. I thought it was Apollo Crews. I apologize.
In your narration, it just shrunk him down. Just little Apollo Crews.
Yo, he just accused him of dick riding on Cable TV.
I'm a big
Whoa.
fan of Bivens, but it's still just super weird what they've done with the firm and all of that.
Yeah,
Now,
like they've created this big rivalry between Max and Bibbins, and I don't know why.
yeah, well, and especially when I thought the firm was all supposed to kind of just be hired gun mercenaries. It wasn't supposed to be like we're the Brotherhood or whatever.
Right, and they didn't do shit as a group after one night. Like
The most that they did was showed up at a GCW show and took out Moxley.
Yeah, well, that was one of them though. Like they were all like fractured. Like other than that one night where they shoved them all in the ring and they did like the intros to who they are. But
right now, my favorite is coming out right now, Mr. Eddie Kingston.
There you
who
go.
I think should be either, if not the winner of this tournament, at least damn near least in the finals.
I gotta listen. I love Eddie Kingston, and I like. Man, I like to the point of like reaching out to the guy and being like, "You're an inspiration. Thank you." Like he's a solid guy. I got a bad feeling though.
Accusations.
I got a feeling in my belly, Nick, that they're hyping up Bibbins. They're trying to make the firm something important. Now, if Ethan Page loses this, might give up, let him go, release him, fuck him. But Eddie Kingston, you've been burying for months, so what are we gonna do?
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby, first.
I got a feeling.
Second of all, I'm almost starting to wonder, does Hunter maybe call Eddie? Because if you get somebody on WWE that's that authentic, and I feel like he would work under, I think Hunter would like something like that. Could Eddie handle it being backstage in that type of system, that type of
I don't know.
That's the big question. And
I mean, to your question, Nick, I mean, it's a tough sell because does Kingston fit the mold? Would Triple H look past, kind of looking for the stereotypes and go, you know what, like, accept them the way kind of like a KO in that kind of vein of like, you don't look like what we expect, but you're phenomenal with the mic. You're phenomenal in the ring.
Punk. He could do CM Punk in WWE with that whole style. And like you said, Kevin Owens is a great shout. I think maybe you have him be the underdog. You do what Tony Khan should have done with him and make him your Daniel Bryan, make him your underdog babyface. But we do have Ethan Page versus Eddie Kingston right now. Mm-hmm. Ethan Page with a big diving shoulder onto the outside. Let us know who you're taking for this match, folks, in the chat.
Yeah, folks, get your predictions in. Get those Nick picks going. See who you got. I mean, Boss got Egon Page.
Egon Page. One of the rarely known Lord of the Rings and or Lord of Game of Thrones character.
Right. Eddie Kingston for the win. There you go. You got a friend in Damien.
Right.
Eddie looks like he's passing on the second helpings.
Is that your passive aggressive way to say it looks like he's slimming down?
Yeah, I was like, wait, he's in. Oh no, that's nice. Yes.
All right. It's being nice in a dick way. Oh, he just got whipped right into the damn corner.
No, I mean, the Eddie Kingston storyline served him up on the platter. Like you heard him come out tonight, and he's getting a pretty good cheer. Not like a huge pop, but there was that stretch there when he walked through the curtain, his music hit. People lost their fucking mind. They came unglued.
It was right around when they did the Players Tribune piece.
Exactly.
That's exactly when they should have pulled the trigger on
a platter,
being that baby face.
It writes itself. The guy who down and out. I'm selling my gear. I make money wrestling, but I can't wrestle, so I got to sell the shit I need to wrestle. And next thing I know, I get a phone call. Like, it is a wicked underdog story, man. And they could have ran it out, but he ran into Jericho instead.
Right. Well, and now look at him. Now he's, getting suspended 2 weeks because he's mushing Sammy Guevara in the face. Pretty much the most you hear out of Eddie Kingston is just when somebody puts it out there about him at, a signing or something and explaining, like, no, I really don't like that guy.
Right? No, I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't want to like him. No, it kills me.
Right.
But yeah, to your point, Nick, that article did wonders for Eddie, and I mean, great job, 200 subscribers. No, it's not Mick. 200 episodes.
Right. 200 live streams. And that's not all the videos and everything that we got. Right now, we're sitting, like I said before, at about 930 subscribers. So if you're watching and haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Why are you not feeling Uzi? Help us get to 1,000 subscribers. Otherwise, accusations.
Get your Uzi on.
Right.
Let's go, folks. Now, in this commercial break, I will remind everybody we're back tomorrow. Let's Rumble. Another special interview, another banter with the boys. We're going to run through it. Then Friday, doubleheader. Saturday, NWA, and maybe others. We got Revolver. We got GCW on the docket as well, somewhere in there. So as soon as we coordinate what double up we're going to do, we'll be doing it. And we'll be doing it right here. But yeah, and then all the way through next week as we head towards Full Gear, Survivor Series. We got more GCW. What else we got, Nick? We got fucking Ring of Honor coming up.
I was going to say, I've been trying to hold back pauses and whats and everything this whole time.
Like, where's the what?
Everything. But no, absolutely, folks. We got that. We're here covering WWE, what? AEW, what? NWA, what? GCW, what? XPW, what? Wrestling Revolver, what? Christ, there's probably names and abbreviations and acronyms and all of that I'm forgetting there. But we are here covering anything and everything when it comes to professional wrestling. No one covers it like we do. End of discussion. Not debatable, not negotiable. And anybody that tries to tell you different, accusations.
It's just bullshit.
Right. Cut the shit.
There you go. WWE trademarked Uzi and that Uzi feeling. I don't blame him because next week, that would be the name of Jericho's new faction, the Uzi group.
Did that still sneakily become the best moment of 2022 in professional wrestling? At least on the WWE side, because that's now, like, they amped up how much it even broke the guys in the ring, all of that. Like, that's become such a catchy moment now. That's their version of Rock, This Is Your Life.
Yeah, to a point. Yeah, I know you said that before, and I get it as far as, but it is kind of, and I mean, you put it in the same vein of like those other, like even like the name DX, like it kind of comes out of a random promo, and he's like, "Is that what we are? D Generation X?" Like, right? It's kind of that thing that you never saw coming, but now it's going to stick. And I think a couple years from now, we'll still be being like, remember Uzi?
Right. And now we've got both men just throwing shots at each other in the center of the ring. Mick asking, are you doing SmackDown or Rampage Friday? Yes, we are here every Friday doing double headers. Absolute pause on that, sir. Yeah, 100%. We're here covering anything and everything.
That's it. If it's never mind. I almost put my foot in my mouth. I caught it. Don't worry, folks.
There you go.
We're okay. We survived.
Right. 2 count from Eddie right there. Did you see, sir, that Pat and his wife are expecting their first child?
I did not see that today.
I saw that, and I'm very glad for them because I know that they've had, issues with that before. Coming from a rainbow baby myself and everything, I'm very happy that they're finally getting their chance at rainbow baby and everything. And I think it's going to be interesting, and I'm waiting for the day we're seeing a little McAfee, running around being the -1 of WWE.
Right. The -1 of WWE.
I'm sorry, that's probably not a great comparison.
No, because
right, yeah, it took me a minute.
Anyway,
Ethan's tapping, but Bivens has got the ref distracted.
See, I'm worried.
Oh, but Ortiz is taking care of. Why didn't you fucking do that to begin with? What were you waiting for, Ortiz? Were you waiting for Santana to show up? What? Waiting for Conan? What? Waiting for Homicide? What?
Waiting for Ortiz to turn on Eddie.
Oh, no.
Buddy, I called this.
Oh, no.
Buddy.
This man, if this happens, Tony Khan does not want me to watch his fucking product, honestly. But he misses the spinning back fist, eats a super kick, and now Ethan Page is going up top as Eddie's crawling in the corner.
Up he goes. Shit.
Jabs him right in the throat, though. We're going to get a superplex. Looks like. Oh, we're going to get. Oh, he's biting him on the top turnbuckle. But that's, I think, what part of what I like about Eddie Kingston, besides he's super relatable, he does that homage to the old style of wrestling. He's a huge fan of Japanese style wrestling and everything.
Right.
To see someone bring that over to the American audience, and especially older Japanese wrestling, it's very interesting. It makes it such a unique style. Oh, no way. Are we going to get a super Razor's Edge?
I love that you call it.
Wow.
Is he going to pull this off?
Two,
let me help you in this move. Oh, my God. We're going to kill Eddie.
Nope, but I think Tony's trying to kill me.
Wow. I want reaction. I want reaction. I want reaction, folks. Don't be shy. Don't be quiet. I want reaction.
I think while you were watching it, if you go back and watch this, you can see the moment, like with Ralph Wiggum with I choose you, and you can slow it down and see the exact moment. My heartbreak, because I don't give a fuck right now about what's going on in AEW. Tony Khan, what the hell are you doing? What possessed you to have that? You have a fucking whole tournament, and Eddie Kingston goes out in the first round, not in the semifinals, none of that, doesn't lose in the finals. This man was a fucking signed to deliver a homegrown Daniel Bryan for you. That underdog babyface story that Daniel Bryan still looked at as a legend and will go down just because of that one storyline, regardless of the fantastic career he had around that. And you have this man fucking lose to Ethan Page because of Bivens and all of that, because you want to push the goddamn firm, which is just the fucking job squad, the union, which is, and all of that from WWE, where you had goddamn Test and Mankind and just jobber fucking team thrown together.
The union.
Right. That been together for a goddamn week and all of that. And that was supposed to be hired mercenaries. And that's who you put over your fucking, the best friend of your fucking world champion. The guy who, like I said, had the entire crowd behind this man, 100%.
Did Josh Woods become a butler?
And shrunken a little. No, is that legitimately Josh Woods?
Is that Josh Woods as the butler? What is happening on this show? Mick?
I hope not, and I don't think so. But we've got Arya Daivari.
I'm so confused by what I'm seeing. Listen, it's fun. We started this stream with it's our 200th episode. We're going to be positive. We're going to find the good in AEW. And Tony said, the fuck you will.
Right. I swear to God, and I know I've been on a whole tirade here and everything. I swear to God, someone in AEW is watching this and just doesn't like me and doesn't want me to watch their fucking product anymore. Either that or just, here, let's give them some more shit to fucking rant about.
Yo, this is why CJ hasn't seen AEW in 4 weeks.
Right. Fucking smart man. It's making my fucking brain hurt. Oh, and now, sorry.
I was going to say, I'm okay. We got Wardlow coming out to take on Daivari, and this better be a fucking really quick squash match.
Yeah, well, and it's also, I think, the first time in probably at least a month, Wardlow's had an actual singles match, but he's still paired up and still walking around with Samoa Joe. But we've again got dissension between them. I still want Samoa Joe versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs, just all the big beefy boys slapping meat. Pause.
That's a hefty triple threader, buddy.
Yeah. But folks, so let us know who you're taking for this match, whether it's Daivari or Wardlow. Glasgow Kiss to start the match.
Oh, Josh Woods gets tossed. Honestly, is that not Josh Woods?
I don't know. I
can't.
I feel terrible. But the only thing that we question that is because Tony Khan would do some bullshit like that. Yes, over under. Victor points out over under on how many power bombs. I'm gonna say 5. 5's the line.
Daivari you're going with 5 as the line?
No, I'm saying 5's the line because it's a squash. So, folks, and he's gonna sit there. I bet you
we'll go 4.5
straight at Joe.
I'll go under 4.5.
Okay. I guess I'll have to. Fine. I'll put you set the line. I'll take the over 5. That's what I'm calling.
It. I went with it. We're good.
Right.
Like, shit, that is high.
Yeah, well, and I'm like, no, I was like, I don't want to take the line, and I can't say over.
Right? You can go 4, 3, maybe.
Well, we've already got
you'll hit 5?
Right now. What?
You could have easily hit 5 in about 3 seconds on this man.
Well, and like I said, I feel like he's going to hit 1 and just look right at like Joe when he does it. We're going to tease dissension again. But T Dale's with me 5 power bombs. Victor's saying 3. I like that. That's now become our thing of the over under on power bombs. Right. 2.
We're start running over unders on most things, guys. We're start putting it up.
3.
Nick, I fucking knew Eddie was going to lose. Sorry, I'm still.
So we're both off. He hit 3 and gets the 1, 2, 3.
So I was under. Yeah.
Yeah, you took the under. God damn it.
I took under 4. Dale was a little higher, kind of like you.
Right.
Victor says 3. There you go.
There you go. You nailed it.
But they got this match right. Good booking.
Yeah.
No, just send him home.
And Hobbs comes right out to the ring right after. Warlow can't even get a word out. Wow.
Right. All right, calling out Hobbsy.
Don't call that man Hobbsy. He's a fucking Calvin and Hobbs. Hey, thanks for coming out face to face like a man this time. Well, you know the shit.
Joe's about to jump him.
I'd be here for it. He's gonna just jump him and fucking coquina clutch, or he's got the title in his hand. He's standing right behind him, just wax him.
Like, do you not feel that man breathing on your neck, sir?
Yep, you called it. Surprise, motherfucker.
Not a surprise. It's 2. Get out of here. So you're invested. All right. Hobbs is going to fight Wardlow. This is awesome. But no, he's distracted by another champion who should have his own problems.
Right. What happened? Yeah, he's supposed to be in Ring of Honor, goddammit.
Well, that really took a minute to get that choke on.
He's just choking him out. But wait, so are Joe and Hobbs working together? I don't think so. I think we're gonna Tony Khan taketh and Tony Khan giveth. I feel like we're gonna get Samoa Joe versus Wardlow versus Powerhouse Hobbs, the big beefy boy showdown.
Yeah, I guess. Like that's like.
Yeah, because Hobbs is saying, I'll get your ass too. So they're not working together. So I think I get what you're saying 100%. If Joe should be dealing with Ring of Honor, but that ship has fucking sailed. Tony doesn't know what he's doing with Ring of Honor anymore. I give up hope on that. So now he's just the extra third, second, middle, mid-card title holder.
It looked like Joe was going to jump him the entire time this was happening.
Oh, yeah. It was
awkward.
Blatant.
Like, it didn't even look like just lean in the corner, like a nonchalant or something for a couple minutes. Let us think maybe not.
Yeah, he sits there in the corner and you just realize he's looking at his title. And then he keeps looking at his title. And then he clubs and he clocks him. Better heel turn, Zoe Starks or Samoa Joe? Since we just watched NXT last night towards Zoe Starks heel turn on Nikita Lyons. Spoiler alert.
It's a spoiler alert. Wait. Oh, that's so okay.
Go ahead.
Woosah. We'll get there. We'll talk about it. I feel like we're getting in nitpicky mode now, but it's kind of getting easy, and I don't want to. I want to, I'm a fan. The first ever live stream we did was an AEW Dynamite show on a Wednesday. Here we are, weeks later, 200 episodes later, and then we had nothing but great things to say about this wonderful show.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah, they started from up there, and now what the fuck are they doing?
Somehow we've passed each other here, and I don't like it.
It's like a seesaw. I hope it doesn't go the other way, I guess.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know what the fuck is going on. But folks, what is going on here at the Wrasslin for Life Network is we are rolling through. Thursday, we'll bring back our weekly podcast. We'll be here for that. the weekend. Click the little bell. You never know we're going to pop up, but we will be covering NWA, amongst other things, on Saturday. Of course, controversy, news, and buzz coming out of NWA quite a bit right now.
Right.
But yeah, I know we're rolling along, folks. So I'm looking forward to this weekend. Doubleheader Friday. Any other wrestling we can squeeze in? Maybe some bonus coverage on Sunday, like last Sunday. If you haven't checked out the interview with Jeremy Prophet, great Canadian superstar, featured on AEW Dark Elevation recently. Go check him out. Go check our interview out. Check out all our content. And yeah, I did call it.
Yeah.
I didn't want it to happen. I don't want to call this shit.
Exactly. It's one of those. It's just, I don't want it to happen, but I can see it coming. And that's I get we are a little smart marky and everything like that, but that's kind of why we're here. You know, the personalities and all that have covered and reacted to all this, of noticing that it was blatant, going to happen if Joe just keeps standing directly behind Wardlow, 100%.
He looked like a fucking cougar. Just
he was just waiting for his spot. Why? If you're gonna do it, just fucking do it right out of the gate. What the hell are you waiting for him? I'm gonna let him finish what he's got to say, and then I'm gonna clock him.
Yeah, get to the point. No, and I mean, listen, would I like to see Wardlow Joe? Sure, why not? Two big beefy boys. But now we got somehow convoluted, this whole convoluted angle where you just start mixing up the plot and you start losing where we're supposed to be. What are us as the audience supposed to be paying attention to? Are we supposed to be paying attention to Ward Joe, who you just put together as buddies? Are we supposed to pay attention to the fact that Hobbs keeps showing up? Is Samoa Joe still mad at I don't even know. No, Sanjay Dutt and friends. What is the folk? What should I care about right now with this group of shit?
But that's why I say it's WCW. It's all hot shot, quick shot booking and everything like that. And I think CJ was the first one to say it and everything. And I'm probably copying him of how it's booked like a super indie and everything, to where you're not expected to still remember, hey, this happened a month ago. No, you're just supposed to be excited to watch that match happen. You're not supposed to get built up into this storyline. You're just supposed to be excited to see, I think Carlos is shouting it out of, if we got Hobbs, Joe, Wardlow, and say if we could throw Brian Cage in there as well. We get all the big beefy boys. That's supposed to sell you, not the storyline.
Right. Triple threat. Yeah, it's quite possible. And I will say this out loud. If this match gets booked, Joe, Powerhouse Hobbs, Wardlow, I'd put my money on Powerhouse Hobbs to leave Full Gear with the title.
Now, is it for one title or both titles? How do we want to go with that?
Both. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, well, when's the Ring of Honor title really mattered, unfortunately? Christ, when's the TNT title mattered, unfortunately? But we are getting Jade Cargill versus, God damn it, why did I just blank on her name? Help me here.
Nyla Rose.
There we go. Thank you. Leaving me out there to sing. Nyla Rose at Full Gear. Yeah, exactly. I'll just disappear, man. But no, we got DMD coming out right now.
So we were supposed to have a DMD Saraya face-to-face last week. Britt didn't make it. It was just Saraya. From what my memory serves me, it was Renee and Saraya. A week later, we're gonna have another face-to-face, but this time with Tony. Why didn't we just
I don't get this whole situation to begin with, honestly. I get it's something for Britt to do, and it's another top talent and everything like that. It's a big storyline that doesn't involve the title, but everything's just been, we're hyping up face-to-face segments with this. Okay, is that your backhanded way of telling us that she still can't? Is it cleared yet?
Well, she said she was going to talk to a doctor. She wanted to talk to another doctor. I thought
which one, Zoidberg or fucking Dr. Nick?
Kevorkian. No, I thought what she was going to do was, that's right, I got one more doctor to talk to. It's you, Dr. Britt Baker.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Listen, if I'm batting 1,000 by the end of this episode, a lot of the fans out there are going to be like, man, this sucked.
But that's, again, if wrestling sucks when it's predictable.
Yes.
That's the
Right,
problem.
Vince?
That's what everybody hated with WWE under Vince.
Mhm. Yeah, AEW used to be like, holy fuck, what is that? I didn't see that coming. Oh my god. Now
And
it's kind of like, all right, here we go. And there literally seems to be a thinning of the herd where they're pulling in all the people that are the closest, who are the chummiest, who are the friendliest. We got Dark Order back on screen. We got Cabana back on screen. Cage came back last week. Like, we're getting all these people pulled back in, and then anyone like Kingston, Punk, the peripheral people just being shoveled out towards the door.
You're not wrong. That's why I say this is my house. So,
and where's Tony going?
Yeah, why does Tony? This always happens in every goddamn Tony segment. If he just shows up, announces people, and then he clears out. So then why even have him there? But yeah, it's become just Wrestler Crush Wednesday is what AEW is at this point, of whoever Tony's, hugging up close and personal on that week, and who gets, more TV time.
Yeah, buddy. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I like when the actual stars are acting like stars right now. Like, I like Britt, what she does, and right away accusing the AEW fans of being fickle, and she's got a point on that one.
Oh yeah, shout out to the Jinko jeans that she's wearing and everything. By the way,
I like them.
Yeah, well, no, she's again of somebody that's ready-made, built to be in WWE right now. I feel. What does she have left to do at AEW, honestly?
Well, you need more. You need somebody like Saraya to come in and wrestle. You need somebody that can actually come in, and you need more talent. Dude, we're getting Nyla Rose against Jade for Full Gear. Why is that a Full Gear match?
Because they booked Marina Shafir for Dynamite.
Right, but that's it. Like, I don't want, like, you're going to give me 16 matches on Full Gear, and that's going to be one of them that we could probably do without. Put it on Rampage.
Put it on a fucking Dynamite. But so, and I'll ask you this, because you were very critical of CM Punk with this, of he came out and we got the big return, and then we just kind of did nothing for a while with it. And like I've been saying with these face-to-faces, are we getting to that point with Saraya, Paige, at this point of she came back, she had the big moment, and then everything's been these awkward, weird face-to-faces and everything. There hasn't been any match. There hasn't been any action. And we're already, it feels like, what, a month in? Because she came back at, what, All Out?
Yeah. So it's about a month now. Oh, shit, yeah. Here's the thing with, I think the difference with that, and that's a fucking awesome question, dude. But I think the difference is that Punk very much, he managed to keep himself, everyone was kind of interested in him. You might, like, some fans loved the way he booked. I was just one of the fans that didn't. I thought you could have went a different trajectory, or not even right to the title shot, but just in the ballpark with better wrestlers instead of doing these like 15-minute matches with blah blah blah. That's where I think the fizzle came from for me. I feel like the Saraya moment never really got out of the gate. Like, she came back, and then it was like half the audience was like, "Who's Saraya?" And then Britt made that joke. We had that awkward segment where she brought out 4 of the women when she asked for the whole entire roster.
Right.
So it hasn't giddied up.
Yeah, and she introduced them individually. But that's really kind of, I guess, my point with that is that I'd almost take the startup matches, the matches with the Darbys, the Lee Moriartys, all of that, then promo segment after promo segment after promo segment.
Yeah, no, you're definitely right on that one where, if Saraya came in and maybe, beat Hayter. I know you hate me saying that, or beat Reba or beat fucking Riho or anybody, you're like, okay.
Right. I will give her credit, though. This is a hell of a this is the best Saraya promo she's done in AEW.
Yes.
Like you said, the initial one was awkward. This one's good. It feels like Regal talking to MJF a little bit of, you don't know, well, then you've had it easy, sunshine.
Sorry. I know. I like what she had to say there, like I was starting revolutions before they were a trend, and whoa, ungrateful bitch.
Oh, she's talking. She battled my addiction publicly and everything. She's tearing up, and even Britt's acknowledging. Yeah, this is what I've been asking for and wanting for from Saraya, Paige for
Bring the heat. Yeah, this is why I was a diehard Paige fan. This is why I especially a younger KJ was very, very a very big fan of Paige. And I mean, she came on the scene like a ball of fire. And the first time, for those who weren't paying attention, all of a sudden she's on WWE programming and she's winning, and she's looks different, and she's a badass. And this is nice. Kudos to everybody involved in this one.
Oh, 100%. Well, she's always been super talented. She is a star, and it's just she went so far and off course, unfortunately, and everything. And then, unfortunately, injuries got the best of her, it felt like, especially in WWE. So to see her back, we were like, okay, great. We're gonna get what we wanted before. But then we had those weird, awkward segments. But that was just absolute money, and she hits the rampage and all of that.
Oh,
but that was MJF. William
she locked her in. Sorry, dude.
No, you're good. And then she screams, "This is my house," as she throws the mic on Bray. 10 on 10. You sold me.
That was pretty good. And like 4 or 5 fans stood up and clapped, so that was good. No, this was this is like, listen, we're a little mad about Eddie Kingston, a little mad about some of the other things. This is solid. And I mean, Saraya at least came with the heat. And she's very honest about a lot of what she just said.
Oh, 100%. That was a great promo segment and all that. And I will shout out that AEW tonight is in Boston, my neck of the woods and all of that.
That's right.
Not like where was Raw earlier?
TD Garden. It's not. Is it still TD Garden?
No. Yeah, TD Garden's in Boston. That's not where Raw was.
No.
I was just gonna say, well, because you said
Wilkes-Barre, they were in Wilkes-Barre.
I was like, no, I gotta represent for my New England people and everything, and say, no, we actually got behind that shit and everything. But I will say that there is no place I'd rather be than right here with the Wrestling for Life Network. Gotta get the cheap McFoley pop. And we go from that to fucking Nightmare Factory and Danhausen. I love Danhausen, but all of this can just fuck right up. This is their 24/7 division.
No, but you know what, Nick? Fuck it. Okay, you know what? Danhausen's funny, whatever. Best friends are what they are. Not even getting into that. How many fucking times is somebody going to pay off somebody in this company? So Cole's not a part of, that big swerve last week was because, again, somebody got paid off. What the fuck are we doing? How many times have we seen envelopes of cash be exchanged in front of a camera as payment for some type of jumping? What the fuck?
I mean, allegedly, if Tony Khan, has, some things that, allegedly he partakes in and everything, I wouldn't be surprised if he's quite familiar with a payoff and all of that.
But that's like
flipping somebody a cash, little envelope.
Right? No, I'm tired of it. Like somebody jumps somebody for no reason. What?
Jay Lethal right now just jumping Trent. Well, that whole segment was, we had the Nightmare Factory, which who gives a fuck. We had Danhausen, the best friends, which why? And then we had TNA 2.0 with Sanjay Dutt, Jay Lethal, and Satnam. And now we've got Jay Lethal attacking Trent on his way out to the ring. So it looks like we're going to get Trent Beretta versus Jay Lethal. And poor Jay Lethal, this man came in on the heels of being a top guy in Ring of Honor, and now he's a fucking comedy act and living off of Jeff Jarrett's coattails again in AEW.
Listen, you're completely right, and I don't know what the fuck. The Jay Lethal's been all over the place. That whole segment was all over the place, but we are getting to a match, I think. I don't know that we've had an official bell yet, but Jay Lethal against Trent Beretta. I think Trent Beretta should be a heel. I think he should turn on Orange Cassidy. I've been saying this for months. The guy is jacked. He looks good. He looks like a grown-ass man. And he's talented as shit in that ring. Break him up.
I think this should be a feud on goddamn Rampage, or at best, I'd probably say put it on fucking Dark. Goddamn it, Ring of Honor. If you're gonna make a Ring of Honor show, if you're gonna buy the damn company, there you go.
Yeah, Victor, I get it. But that was in a time and place where, guys were wrestling for their fucking meals, right? So it made sense that you had a buy off. And I'm not saying you can't have some type of wrestling buy off. The APA took money for years to whoop some ass. I'm okay with that. It's just this constant thing of like everybody does it. Therefore, it's not cool. It's not like, oh, it's like, really? Y'all just fucking handing each other money hand over fist? Like, fuck. Like, why?
I'll tie 2 or 3 comments here right into it because JV's want me to do the WCW and everything. So WCW, which folks, if you don't know where I got that from, that's Bret Hart at Survivor Series. Let him know that he's going to WCW. But yeah, it makes you kind of question: are these guys really having to pay each other, like, because they're not getting checks from Tony or whatever? And it's one thing to really do that, and like Vic's saying it's the territories and all that, right? But when you know that their boss has $1 billion, million, fulfillion, cajillion dollars and everything like that, and owns fucking 3 other sports teams and everything, they shouldn't need to be getting handouts and payoffs and everything like that.
Well, but you believe that, like, and I think, like, to your point, Victor, and to your point, Nick, I mean, for me, and maybe I'm just being a little too picky on this one, but you had certain characters. A Bobby Heenan would pay somebody off or bribe somebody to do something or leverage something, right? But not everybody did it,
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's been going on for quite a while, and we've had people buy factions and everything like that. Like, it's become a little bit. I feel like that's the way Tony views wrestling: is he can just buy everything.
That's how he views life.
Yeah, it's just, oh well, I'll just buy it, right? That's what people do, right? You just buy things, right? Because you have all just disposable incomes, right?
Friends, vehicles, parties,
wrestlers,
right?
He's buying real life action figures. He's a goddamn action figure collector.
It is hard to temper your expectations when you can just buy human beings and tell them what to do.
Whoa, this went.
Stop me when I'm wrong, folks.
Right. But no, I will correct Carlos here of, yes, I am representing New England and everything like that. I won't be at Survivor Series. I'll be right here where you find folks and everything. But I am also always and forever repping New York. Why? So, actually, real quick. So, if you haven't let us know who you're taking for this match, and know we've been back and forth, and it's been a love-hate relationship tonight with AEW, but we've got Jay Lethal versus Trent Beretta in the ring. So let me know who you're taking.
Yeah, who are you taking? You got Jay Lethal. Oh, who are you taking?
I was about to say, you good if I take a pause?
I was about to say the same thing, son of a bitch.
Go ahead. I've been talking. Go ahead.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Scissor me, Daddy KJ.
Scissor me, Daddy. That's the funniest shit.
No, go ahead. You're good. I'll talk.
I'm going to make you. Oh.
Sound like this man about to start singing "Oh Canada." But no, I will take Jay Lethal for this match. Just open, please rate the ship and everything like that. I think it's very weird that we've got this kind of mini TNA faction almost. I feel like now that might be supposedly happening with Jeff Jarrett now showing up in AEW. Which, folks, if you haven't, let me know. What do you think about Jeff Jarrett showing up in AEW? I almost again called him WCW because it very much gives off that vibes. And Jeff Jarrett's the hardest working man in professional wrestling. I swear to God, this man's gotten a paycheck by pretty much every major company, I feel, all within 2022. JB saying, pause. Why? Damien's taking Jay Lethal. Velocity. Oh God, I forgot about that show. Well, that's been a hot minute. This would be on main event and all of that, 100%. Or what was it, WWE Jax or something like that. Johnny, what up? Taking Trent. But I will take a moment. Vic, JV, Trent, Christ, I'm just reading comments. Johnny, Dale, Damien, Mick, everybody. What up? What up? How you guys doing tonight? Nick, this is a velocity match. Yes, I saw that, JB. Thank God the hurricane isn't coming straight to Miami, but I pray for my neighbors in Central Florida. Yes, again, I know I've been talking to a few people down there, Vic, that are dealing with, again, another hurricane in Florida. It feels like it's a weekly fucking thing at this point, unfortunately. But T's and P's, thoughts and prayers. Hopefully everybody that's going to be dealing with Hurricane Nicole, I believe is the name, down in Florida is all right. I know it's been iffy back and forth. Spinning DDT on how it's going to go. But, yeah, I feel like that kind of comes, unfortunately, with the territory of Florida. KJ and Nick had a Steck Brothers moment. Did we just become best friends? Carlos, if you think that's the first time that that's happened, or that, that's the only time that that's ever happened, you're sadly mistaken. Trust me. If you think you see how we are live, that's when we were live and doing the show and everything like that. You should see us after. That's a whole different ballgame. But no, it's 100%. Always with everybody over here, been 100% a Step Brothers moment. Oh, big super suplex and a running knee, the Daniel Bryan running knee. So Trent Beretta right now in control here. Tony Schiavone, AW is going to UK in 2023. Okay, Damon, thank you. John, how's it going? And now we're getting Satnam and Danhausen involved. Danhausen is cursing Satnam and just there's no other way to say it, folks, but he just dick punched Sanjay Dutt as Trent just kicks Satnam, who he's doing the whole Omos shtick. If we're going to book an AEW versus WWE supercard, I want Omos versus Satnam. But he didn't even lethal injection, but Satnam didn't even wince, just jumping off. 3 count. So Lethal picks up the win after the lethal injection. And I like that we're kind of getting the Black Machismo music and everything, kind of the knockoff Randy Savage music. Jeff Jarrett showing up on AW reminds me of Dying Days of WCW when Jeff Jarrett and Russo ran amok over there. How long till, realistically speaking, AW signs Hogan or Russo at this point? I will at least give Tony credit and say slim to none, because Tony doesn't want to hire anyone that will actually have any sort of creative decisions. He wants to hire them as a wrestler first, and then he'll give them the backstage, positions and everything like that. Sanjay telling Tony to shut up. But so, folks, Jay Lethal picks up the win. But yeah, they've got to be a wrestler. They've got to be a Chris Jericho, a Kenny Omega, or a founder of the company before they're going to get any sort of backstage booking abilities. I don't think he's going to sign people just to give them backstage abilities or booking abilities. I still think we're going to get Jeff Jarrett versus Sting. So I think Jeff Jarrett's still going to be an in-ring performer. Speaking of Jeff Jarrett, God damn it. Speak of the devil and he shall appear, folks. John, good to hear. Do you think Young Bucks and Kenny Omega can save AEW? No, because I think they're part of the problem, Damien. Honestly. And I know there's going to be people watching and people tuning in and everything like that, that think we're just ragging on AEW, or just hate the elite for whatever reason. I've been on here publicly defending Kenny Omega multiple times, but it's at this point, now that the landscape's changed, the AEW's weaknesses are fully exposed, and unfortunately, the elite's a big part of that problem. Listen up, slap nuts. Yes. I will give credit. Jeff Jarrett is very underrated as an actual talent. I grew up, obviously, as a kid he was a heel. I hated the man and everything, and now he was still involved with. He's got that stank attached to him of Impact, of WCW and everything, but he is calling out Sting. God damn it. But it's Jeff Jarrett's such a super talented performer. It's just I feel like he's always just moved into the wrong decision. I told you, KJ. I didn't want it, but again, it's 100% WCW. See, you can do it along now with me, folks. It's 100% this now. That's the problem. Is AEW is getting that TNA, and it's not even Impact, that TNA, that Global Force Wrestling, that WCW stink just attached to it. When you see Jeff Jarrett at this point, that's what you think of. You think of that, and you think of Vince McMahon, of Double J is going to be Double G, Double O, Double N. Yeah, he was getting the old Goonie treatment. But you don't think of any sort of heyday and everything like that from when he was in Mid-South Wrestling or anything. You always just think of the negative when you see Jeff. And especially if he's going to be backstage, keep him just goddamn backstage. Banana Nose Circus. What? Victor, what? Oh, did he actually say that? Oh, and why is Jeff Jarrett going after the goddamn crew so much?
I love AEW. Either I'm crazy or the vitamins are really good, but my God.
No, I just got Jeff Jarrett going after a crew member, like, go on, get. Like, what the fuck?
They gotta stop beating like randomly. Remember Anna Jay was choking out random crew people for a couple weeks? Then they gave up on that.
Listen, Tony, you already might be sued by one former employee. You don't want to start adding more to that.
Right? No, Nick, and you called it. I mean, Double J, Sting, that felt where it was going. And here we go. It's fantasy booking. Here we go.
All right. But am I wrong that when you see Jeff Jarrett, and he is a super talented performer, like I still very much, I feel like I underappreciated the man's work growing up and everything. But now when you look at him, you instantly think TNA. You don't even think Impact. You think TNA. You think the end days of WCW. You think of like him holding up Vince for money so he would drop the IC title. You think of him getting fired publicly by Vince when he bought WCW. You think of nothing but negative shit with Jeff Jarrett.
You do. That's the thing, and it's unfortunate because there is talent. There's history there. There's lineage there. Obviously, his father was a big player in the wrestling history and the wrestling lore. But I mean, yeah, when you think of some of the bad times, he's got a track record. I mean, people have been very critical of what has now become CM Punk's pattern of behavior, according to many. And Jeff Jarrett would fit into that kind of same problem of, it follows you around, whether it's your fault or not. You're involved in it all the goddamn time. So, common denominator, buddy.
Right.
Wild thing.
So we've got Moxley coming out to the ring right now to cut a promo.
Yes, we do.
Nobody wants to see Jeff Jarrett versus Sting. I don't think you would be it would be a good match at all. No, it'd be a Saudi match. That's something that should have been a goddamn crown jewel.
Yep. Ding.
And, sorry, real quick, but you're fucking up, Tony, when Damien, the king of the hopium, the man that's excited for every match in this damn stream.
That's one thing the first time in 200 live streams that Damien was not looking forward to a match.
When he's publicly come out and said, I'm not looking forward to this match before it even happens. Right. I mean, 5 years ago, maybe. 10 years ago, probably. 15 years ago, sure. Now, I don't know. Do we get more of the main event mafia showing up?
Yes. They're not done. This is chaos.
When's Kevin Nash showing up?
Yeah, but
when's Kurt Angle showing up? Booker's already on NXT, so he can't show up.
Yeah, but you remember when it was like Bischoff, the same thing, like when we would tie it back to WCW, where the talent kind of started drying up of who was going to go to WCW. So next thing, Bischoff started signing random people. We were like, oh, fuck, how did he come back? Or how did he end up here? And like random fucking signings would just start showing up because they ran out of fucking people to sign. Like people weren't leaving the WWE. Other people were jumping ship over to the WWE. So that's kind of where Tony's like, shit, the people that I normally would sign, the ex, WWE talent are now not coming here. They're going back there. shit, who can I sign? Oh, Jeff Jarrett's not doing shit. Go get him. Like,
right. But you don't need to sign more people. God damn it. You have enough. You have a second company within your own company. Fucking do something with that. Quit signing people.
listen, and it's funny because I give him a little bit of slack on the whole Ring of Honor thing. I just think he's sprinkling too much of it into his shows. You might want to put a little bit of shine on your two major champions of that company once in a while. Maybe they get an opening match in a pay-per-view. But when you have like 4 or 5, 6 matches a week that highlight a company that doesn't quite exist at the moment, that's where you kind of just cloud what we're trying to cheer for. Who are we supposed to be rooting for? Who's supposed to do what? What is happening?
Yes, and I get, even Kenny said of wrestling should be a smorgasbord, buffet, what have you, however you want to look at it. I know you hate that, but
I hate it.
It does feel when you have so many different offerings and everything, you leave so much room for people to dislike a lot of shit, though.
And I won't completely disagree with the concept of offering a smorgasbord. Variety is the spice of life, fine. However, Nick, when each little station you stop at is filled with shit piles, then the smorgasbord sucks, right? So if you're gonna smorgasbord me, hit me with some good shit. What do you got? Where's the mashed potatoes? Where's the fucking the good shit? Let's go.
Well, it's like being at that awkward family member's house and everything, to where like they'll serve you like one dish is wicked fucking good, and the other's like just a pile of dog shit.
Right.
Be like, why don't you like it? Well, some of it was good, some of it was terrible.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it fed me more terrible than good. But Moxley's just going on.
Moxley's not a bad promo.
Moxley's, for as much as Chris Jericho says about he's stepped up with this whole situation with the company and everything like that, 100% Moxley is really the guy that's taken the ball and ran with it.
He's done well too. Like, I mean, listen, it's undeniable that it's been a bit of the Jericho show for weeks now. Like, Mr. Like, I came to the rescue, and oh my, the delusions of grandeur are plenty.
Fucking Chris Jericho is Captain Hindsight. That's 100% what he is from South. Anyone who watches South Park, he is. That is 100%.
That is much kinder than the captain title I might have given him. But
I could go with a lot worse. But I like being on YouTube. I like having a show. So yeah.
No, that won't be a pre-show match, Johnny.
No, that'll be a main event. That'll be hour 3 of a 5-hour AEW pay-per-view at best.
Strap in and strap on.
Right.
Sorry, wrong one.
No, you're good.
The crowd is really quiet right now.
Yeah, well, Moxley doesn't. I feel like if they flip this and MJF was the one that was there live and Moxley did the pre-recorded and everything like that, it might have played a little bit better, just because Moxley's looking right into the camera and, I've met the devil of that. He's not playing to the crowd at all, but MJF people just naturally start to go along with him.
Mm-hmm. And I don't mind what he's saying. Yeah. You got a little bit of applause there, Nick, but like, I don't mind it. It's just, like, to your point though, there's just a higher level of charisma with MJF.
I don't want to take anything away from John, but he at times works better. And especially if you're going to cut a promo, just talking to the camera, sometimes that's better doing it off screen versus in the center of the ring. So then why'd you come out if you're going to not talk to us?
Yeah, this is something you don't hear very often. He's a real good pre-tape.
Right, I know. And that's getting super nitpicky. And that's, I guess what some people tune in for with us. If you're getting, the true smart mark,
right.
We're breaking down production values here.
Right. So, yeah, just a bit of a promo heating up for Full Gear. As we know, it will be Jon Moxley versus MJF at Full Gear.
Oh, we're getting another Thanos snap. Endgame. Oh, we're going all the way to Full Gear. That's when they're going to come back, Full Gear, because we're getting the ticking clocks and all that.
All right, wait 1 second.
If you're somebody that got suspended from your fucking company, why do you need to get a special promo buildup about you coming back from a suspension for being involved in a goddamn fight backstage?
They're trying to generate hype. They're trying to generate buzz. And I'm curious.
And that's not a goddamn punishment, though.
They're not punished.
I called it, and you were looking at me fucking sideways initially. I said, Tony's made a decision. Tony's picked a side here, 100%. And I knew it all along. He's fully marking out for hanging around with professional wrestlers. That's what this is.
All right. So, yeah, they're trying to really build the hype. Now, folks, you can let me know out there who is, even if you just want to give a thumbs up. Now, you can give us words if you would like, but you've seen these little these little promo packages. Is it getting you excited about the return of the Elite? I know that I'm biased. So even if these little videos are good, I'm going to kind of look at them sideways. And to your point, Nick, I 100% did do that. I looked at you with just like you were fucking bleeding from the eyeballs. Like there's no way. Yeah, because my thought was just there's no way that this is how a multi-million-dollar business is going to be run. That there has to be some level of legitimacy, that it cannot be run like a fucking treehouse club. Like it can't be. But I was wrong.
It's a mom and pop multi-million-dollar organization somehow, some goddamn way, I feel.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, it's a tough sell for me. And listen, we can get into it. I know we're in a commercial right now, folks. And I'm sure my buddy Nick's going to take a pause for the cause in a moment.
I was about to.
See his fingers moving.
Right.
All right, buddy.
Now, but yeah, I'll say this real quick before I hop off and everything, just in case I'm back in time and everything. What do we got here? Jamie Hayter.
And on that note, folks, if you're just tuning in, if you're new here, we are the Wrasslin for Life Network. That was Big Nick. Big shout out to CJ and Ashley Rose, who are enjoying some home time right now. And I'm KJ White. We're rolling through. As you can see on the screen, it is our 200th live stream. So pretty humble beginnings. And we've just been on the grind ever since. And that's 200 live streams in about 8 months. So we're not even a year old. We're just getting started. Just pushed, I think, past 930 subs. So thank you for being here. But join the fun, join the family. It's a channel for fans, by fans. Get in the chat. Let us know what's on your wrestling mind. And like we just said, you're getting these little vignettes for the Bucks, for Kenny Omega, for the Elite. Are you excited about it? Or is it intriguing you? Are you interested? Do you want to see more? I don't know. But where is this? Sorry, Victor. Shout out to Big Rig. Look, there you go. Some love from our boy Big Rig. He's here sometimes on a Wednesday in the Dad World Order. But yes, Victor, nice of you to share the love. But yes, we are rolling along through this show. I don't know. Not bad. Some weird stuff. I know we've been a little complaining. I know Nick's a little heartbroken. How do you guys feel about Eddie Kingston taking a loss? We get this tournament, Eddie Kingston. I mean, an initial announcement of the tournament, I'm like, let Eddie win it. Kind of build him back up. Make it like, he barely wins the first round. And, he has to come to, look inward and find his inner, mad king and get back to the top. Or get to the top for the first time. Be the underdog. I thought they had an opportunity there with that. But unfortunately, he is out of the tournament. Ethan Page is now moving on. But Ethan Page was a guy that couldn't afford a loss either. So kind of painted in a corner. I'm sorry, folks. I know I stopped midstream, but so they're giving us a package right now for Danielson and Guevara. By the way, if you're new here, we take a prediction for every match. So let us know in the chat. Who are you taking tonight? Who do you got to win? Danielson, Guevara. It's coming up very soon, the 2 out of 3. But That right now I got Jamie Hayter walking onto the ramp. Nice pop for Jamie Hayter. Hayter for the win. But yeah, we're gonna get 2 out of 3 falls as the main event, and we'll see how it goes. I'm intrigued. Hey, hi, hey KJ and Nick. Do you guys see a return of CM Punk to AEW in 2023 to face MJF for the belts? No, I think we're done with MJF and AEW. The only way it's a highly, I wouldn't even say it's highly unlikely. At this point, it seems pretty fucking impossible that happens. Unless some miracle of miracles, this was all some bullshit. It's not. To be honest, I mean, we're more likely to get a lawsuit from CM Punk than the other way around. I don't see him returning. I actually think that the consistent disrespect, I think things like bringing Colt Cabana back as a big fuck you to Punk, I'm positive, I'm confident that's a Jericho call. And that's another example where Tony just kind of goes along with it. It's become the Jericho show in a lot of regards, and it hasn't made for the best of Dynamite for us. Unfortunately, as fans, we know the show can be better. The show has been better. The show's not all bad. By the way, Hayter's winning this. We're going cup of Haters all the way. Jamie Hayter. Yeah, tying into kind of what I was saying there as well, right? So he picks his, yeah, it just kind of seems like, who am I friends with, right? Like, you know, who am I hanging out with? Who am I smoking weed with? Who am I partying with? Who let me go to their wedding? Those are the people that can do whatever they want in this company. Andrade, nowhere to be found. Kingston sits home for 2 weeks and then pretty much has been buried since. Who else? Anyone else has kind of spoke out or had an issue with that core group? Even FTR. I mean, they've publicly made comments on multiple occasions, and it just continues to be like unjustifiably underusing the best tag team in the world. It's frustrating. It feels like, you know, fucking WWE under Vince McMahon, of like having so much talent there, right there. And we just want to see the right people get the push and right people, you know, get over and used properly, and time again getting disappointed. That's what this is starting to feel like. I'm picking Daniel Bryan. Isn't do it for Connor. Ooh. Shout. Battle of the Wagons match, KJ. Yeehaw. Let's go. I hope Jamie Hayter wins the AEW championship at Full Gear. It's possible. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be putting my money down on Tony Storm because I know Nick's going to pick Jamie Hayter. So I'm pretty sure when we do our prediction show for Full Gear, that's how that's going to go out. So we'll see. I don't see Nick pulling a fast one and going Storm. Dale, I don't know if I told the people, but you have Jamie Hayter as well. So does Damian. KJ, your thoughts on Matt Hardy being the Thanos snap like promo? Matt Hardy being the Thanos snap. What do I think if Matt Hardy is the one that snapped them back? Is that what you're asking, JV? No. I don't know. I think Matt Hardy's kind of outgrown me at this point. I don't really care to see any more Matt Hardy. I think there's other talent that could be highlighted and used on the shows that bring more value to Matt Hardy. I think Matt Hardy would be outstanding in a backstage role, a producer, work with some of the young creative minds, because he's not a dumb guy by any stretch, but just all the shit with the family office, and it's just it hasn't been good. I mean, all these stairwell meetings. What are all those men doing in the stairwell? None of my business, I suppose. Mick picking Sky Blue just because. Vic about to get me in trouble wanting me to sing the Raw. I want to see it. Let's go, Nick. I'm picking Dan. Oh, got that one. Oh, what else do we got here, folks? Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Keep the chat alive. Don't be shy. Again, if you haven't made a prediction on who's going to win between Hayter and Cora Blue or Skye Jade or what's her name? You know who they are. All right. Christmas movie marathon. Great. Must be winner. Andrade hasn't been back after being sent home for the fight between Andrade and Sammy backstage. Yeah, again, I think these aren't like as fans, we're not like, oh fuck. Like it's just blatantly obvious what's wrong. And you're like, why is that happening? Like that shouldn't happen. As fans of your company, we want to see it run efficiently. We want things to make sense. You know, for so long, like I always said, Tony Khan was the Robin Hood of wrestling. Like he was stealing from the rich. I know he's rich, but I mean, you know what I mean. But he was given to the poor for sure, given an alternative, giving places for independent wrestlers to wrestle, giving guys contracts that probably didn't deserve it, gave a lot of guys notoriety that might not have deserved it or would have gotten it in other places, or if it was still just WWE. So he was the golden boy for so long. And Dynamite was the best show in wrestling for a long stretch. And I don't know what happened, but it really does feel like it's become he's lost a handle on it. And I really do believe that when you are taking advice and building your company, if you're building a sports team, if you're building anything, if you build it around the wrong people, you're doomed. So if he's going to surround himself with the true cancers of AEW, the company's going to hurt. The ratings go down, ticket sales go down. That's already happening. Fan interest wanes. You got guys like CJ. CJ, diehard WWE fan. Loves it. He marks out. That's his thing. But he got into AEW. But the minute AEW started faltering, right back to WWE. Doesn't even tune in on a Wednesday because just fed up with it. I'm probably he's like, man, I watch, but nonetheless, I mean, that's what you're running the risk of. And as fans, that we sound like we're being negative, and I know the hardcore, true, marked out AEW fans don't want to hear any of the negativity, but we're honestly, it's constructive. Like we literally want the company, the alternative to the big bad WWE, to be better. Go, get shit right. You were doing it well. Now you're going through some growing pains and trials and tribulations. Figure your shit out. But right now, if you're just going to keep letting the people around you dictate how you're going to run this company, it's going to be the Jericho show every week. It's going to be, and it's these small little smart moves. We get Jericho almost like all over one episode, then they'll pull him back for a week. Next episode, we'll get him a whole lot again. And there's the win. 1, 2, 3. Hayter. And Tony chasing her. But Hayter's getting a pop. Oh, there's Britt and Reba. All right. And I'm AEW's target audience, and TK actively does things to make me not want to watch. Right? It's like when someone's trying to get you to like try like a new food or something to tell you all the things that are wrong with it. Just try it. It's fun. No, it sounds awful. So Dante Martin cutting a pre-tape on Brian Cage. I have no idea why this is happening. Yeah, I just don't think that Cage and Dante Martin in this tournament made sense. I think there's other guys that could be used, right? Victor, there, another AEW fan with a little bit of a what the fudge as far as what they're doing in this booking circumstance. So, oh, Lance Archer. Was that Starks? Lance Archer's back and Ricky Starks is down. Jesus. All right. Yes. Now see, I'm a fan of Lance Archer. Let's go. And it's time for the main event with about 25 minutes left on the clock, folks, give or take. We have Sammy Guevara coming out to the ring. He will be taking on Bryan from the main event tonight. 2 out of 3 falls. Now, I feel like, we recently, not that long ago, had Bryan in a 2 out of 3 falls match. So, just little things to think about, Tony. Polish it up. I think he just needs an advisor to look over what they want to do and clean it up. He doesn't seem to have that focus. And based on how he presents himself at press conferences and post shows, you can see why he might be having a little trouble focusing on some things. So, yes. So it's just like the details. Clean it up. It just makes the product that much better. But Sammy Guevara with Taye Melocante. Lance Archer is great. I'm a huge Archer fan, so people are happy. My poor boy Ricky Starks took a beating. Yeah, right? Right now, the Wrasslin for Life Network's having a rough night with AEW. My boy Big Nick upset about Eddie Kingston. I'm bummed out about Ricky Starks and Eddie Kingston. I'm sure you guys, Victor's questioning booking. They're upsetting their fans, people. Eddie Kingston lost, and Dante Martin or Brian Cage are going to advance. Brian Cage is going to advance, Nick. Brian Cage might win this whole tournament. It wouldn't shock me. Brian Cage should win. Done. Okay, since I'm coming back to TV versus Samoa Joe. Yeah, Raleigh, I mean, Cage was kind of had issues with Samoa Joe, and he kind of just fell off. Like, we kind of had why couldn't we have 2 separate single matches, maybe a week apart? I don't know. There was potential there, but I don't know what we're going to do with that. William Regal back on commentary, one of my favorite things, even though there shouldn't be 17 men on the commentary. Boom, boom, boom. I'm really surprised that Lance Archer has not been AEW champion. The only thing I'm surprised with, and I know injury played a factor in this, but I like the premise of Lance Archer's character. I think they're on something, he's the Murder Hawk Monster. Makes sense. However, I think he should wrestle like that. He should be that Kane, circa the 90s, where if he came out, you knew somebody was about to get fucked up. And I think too often for this big dominant guy, he's been in really, tight battles or lost matches where, he should just come out and destroy people and get close to that run. But yeah, they never even put him close to any real shine enough to be a champion. Could he be? Why not?
But they already had Kane with Lucha Kane. Luchasaurus. They already should have done that. And then they made him face, heel.
Heel face.
Right. Why? But so who you taking? Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson or Sammy Guevara?
Listen, I'm gonna pull for reverse psychology on Tony Khan tonight. I'm taking Sammy Guevara because all night I've been getting it right, and if I get, I'm really hoping this fucks up.
But no, because now that you said that, and you just said I've been getting everything right, so now that you said that, that's what's going to happen. Because see, Tony's just hears you saying, "I'm going for Sammy Guevara," and he's like, "Yes, I got another one."
Wait, I think I just gave myself reverse.
Right.
But yeah, no, I mean, dude, it's crazy to me where. Oh, Ty again in the way.
DQ.
Wait, that's a DQ.
Who just got DQ'd? What?
Are they going to call it?
Danielson's up 1-0. Are we going to see? But if you're going to do a 2 out of 3 falls match, I understand it should be the main event. That should be another DQ then. He's attacking with the goddamn microphone. There, 2-0. There we go. Match should be done.
That's also a weapon referee.
Right. What? So Tay getting involved is a DQ, but him assaulting him with the microphone and cutting a promo mid-match isn't. What?
Wait a minute.
Where the rules are made up and the points don't matter.
This is what I was saying when you were on break, Nick, is it's like Tony just needs an advisor, like a filter. Somebody that could take,
we might know a few people.
just polish up. Okay, this is what you want to do? Okay, bro, listen. In this spot here where he flicks the chair and eats the DQ, he can't beat him with other weapons right after. So we're going to take that out. He's going to roll him in the ring and do some shit instead. Okay?
Right. Well, it's getting a little bit to the point to where it's polished a turd. It's still a turd. But 100%, like, I know even in our little group chats and everything, like off stream and everything, we've all been like, no, here's what he should do right now. You can literally fix it, and you just have to do 1 or 2 adjustments, and it's an entirely better storyline. I think with this whole Full Gear thing, I know you said Brian Cage might win this whole thing. I see Ethan Page winning it now, because if we're going to build up the firm, I think MJF wins the title off of Moxley, and we build up to MJF versus Ethan Page, because at this point, why the fuck not?
Because why the fuck not? Now listen, I'm willing to give Ethan Page a chance if you're booked properly.
Oh, I think he's a phenomenal talent. It's like what you were saying there, if he hasn't been booked properly.
But it's just you just want just a little better. Like there was a lot of times, I mean, like you said, like the last couple of days being a little nostalgic, looking at some of the old clips and stuff, and being like, you know what? There was a time where we just continually came on here and it was like, it's awesome. It's awesome. It's awesome.
They won our ranking show week in and week out. It was a monumental moment when they weren't at number 1 and they were at number 2, I believe. They just weren't at number 1. And which, by the way, for anyone wondering, we randomly just cut to commercial as Sammy was like rolling in the ring with a microphone. We just went right to commercial.
Yes. I'm really confused.
Right.
I forgot what else I was going to say.
No, you're good. I want to get on this one. Nick, the fall hadn't started yet. That's why it wasn't a DQ for the microphone. Well, that's booking. That's lazy booking. It should be once the fall's done, ding, ding. Okay, we're match number 2 right now. Especially if you've only got 20 fucking minutes or so.
Listen, and I kind of stay away from that term a little bit, but I was thinking this earlier, Nick. So a lot of what this there's one of 2 things. It's either lazy booking, to coin someone else's phrase, but it's either very lazy, and you look at how it just plays out. Like, you know what, Joe? Just stand behind them and then wait till the last minute and club them. And like, it's just there's better ways to get where you want to go, and it's either lazy or just kind of unfocused and unknowing.
But see, that's the thing, though, and I guess that might be at times why we are more critical than most, because it's literally, that's a little production issue. That's so Joe, you just stand a little bit over here, and camera guy, you kind of shoot it more from, you cut to this camera angle instead of that one, and it paints an entire different picture. That's the little nuances that, like you were saying, I think Tony just needs somebody to kind of punch up whatever storyline he's doing. He's not terrible when it comes to writing storylines, or at least what they've got going on is still a decent amount of minds around him that can write. They just need a little punch up. They need the stank knocked off it.
You know what it reminds me of? It's like, if you ever gone back and read like some fucking story or something that you wrote as a kid for school, and you're like, that was a really cool idea, kid, but it was very childish. Like you didn't really have you had the premise of kind of this cool little concept when you read whatever you wrote, and you're like, oh, that's good. But now as an adult, if you did this, now it's a good story.
Right.
That's kind of what this feels like.
And Brian's already busted open, but 100%. It's a little bit, Tony's a little bit like that kid from the fucking meme of, did you ever had a dream that you think you had, all that kid that just rambles on? That's Tony. At times when he's coming up with a story of he has a great idea and concept. Execution, terrible.
And not always terrible, but a lot of times lately terrible.
More bad than good.
Lately.
Man's batting average is slipping.
Yeah, he's in a slump. It's been a slump.
Right.
Like, literally, fans out there, tell me the last thing we got from AEW where like, that was awesome.
Reverse.
Shit.
Go to sleep. And so that's now Sammy. Now we're tied up 1-1. So, but see, that's still, so what? Do we get a 10-minute pause now? While we're waiting for the next fall to start?
Yeah, like,
are we gonna get where's the Blackpool Combat Club fucking kicking Sammy's ass here while we're waiting for the next fall to start? Damn it!
Yes, and to Victor's point, that is the rationale behind it. But what a fucking stupid concept of like, oh wait, between pins, I can stab him to death right here on screen because
I can
no
just sit
rules
there and
until
just
they
wail.
say
I pin him once and I just wail on him with chair shots and then expect him to win, fall number 2. No, you goddamn. It's you can't do. Again, it becomes like we talked about with that smorgasbord of sometimes when you have too many ideas, none of the ideas work. You have a ton of great ideas and they're all because you have so many and all of that, and because you're trying to blend everything together, it doesn't work out right. Mm-hmm. Fucking find a lane and go with it.
Mm-hmm. And quickly to what Raleigh says here, and kind of to what your point was just a minute ago, Nick, like Bryan Danielson was like our pick for in the first 6 months of the year. Ooh. He was our top guy. He was the best wrestler going, and we thought that. Right. Now in the back 6 months, he's definitely not, unfortunately, and that's where the same thing with AEW, where for the first 6 months, Dynamite was overall the better show on average for 6 months, and the back half of this year, things have changed.
Yeah, and it's always been the landscape. And why is Danielson, as he misses the diving headbutt, why is he still doing the damn diving headbutt? So we've now got same with a crossface in the center of the ring. Sorry, I understand your point 100%. But,
yeah. Go ahead.
Nick, you should say, you know what really grinds my gears? Why? I'm not Peter Griffin.
You know what really grinds my gears?
I was going to say, should that just be the new show? Like I have, my own little show of, what grinds my gears? And I just rant.
Right. You know what rings my bell?
Pause. Can you ring my bell?
I knew it was coming. I knew you were going to
ring my bell.
I didn't want you to, but I knew you were going to.
Right. Karaoke night as Danielson's now working out of the crossface.
Do you feel bad that we're joking around and singing during this match where we really...
But no, it's indicative of the show as Sammy now bites him, taking a page out of Eddie Kingston's book and locks back in the crossface again. It's if everything building up to this was good, we'd be fully compelled in talking about all of this.
Right now, from this angle, the angle from the corner that's looking into that front row, the few front row seats there, right?
Yeah.
As they're in the angle shot, if you look behind like Sammy's shoulder, it literally is a group of people talking amongst themselves. Like you're like, what is happening over there? Like, are they that disinterested live?
Well, live's another terrible thing. I mean, I know we're live watching it and everything, but we're here covering the whole show. And I think it's part of the problem of they'll have great main events, but it's still, you got to fucking get there. You can't just throw out a bunch of nonsense and then still sell people on the main event. That's what indie shows do. Catches him off the fucking springboard into a knee.
Danielson. All right.
And we're in picture now. But
I want a real scrap to just break out between these two mid-ring right now. Let's go.
And is it interesting that how much Sammy's been at the center of whether it be the Andrade issue backstage, whether it be the Eddie Kingston feud, what have you, that he's gone again unscathed in this whole situation, very much like Hangman Page, kind of the catalyst for everything with Punk and the Elite, that he then turns around and gets a world title shot. It goes back to like what you said of Tony keeps his friends super close. I mean, he was at Sammy and Tay's wedding, so of course they're going to get some primetime TV spots. They're going to get in the main events. They're going to get, you can get the exception and we'll let you, wail on them with the microphone and I get, storyline and everything. But yeah.
No, absolutely, man. And you're spot on. Seeing a cover cameraman by ringside. Mr. Fact Checker. Let's see, Nick. We're going to keep an eye out for, by the way, we're still running. No one sent in a picture of any one of us three at a wrestling show.
Right. Well,
we're going to expand it now. Like,
I was going to say, I didn't know I was getting thrown into this.
Yeah, we're throwing you in the fire.
Some white bearded guy and just be like, "Yep, that's him."
Right. Man, never mind.
Why?
Yeah. We're in picture right, by the way, now, folks.
Now, how do you feel that we had the first two falls super quick in this match, and now we're pacing through the third fall?
I don't mind. Like, see, like I didn't even mind Sammy's chair moment, right? Like as a heel, he rolled out and said, "Fuck it," and whacked him in and said, "I will sacrifice a fall because I want the advantage. It's going to pay off for me in the long run."
Right.
I'm okay with that. Yeah, the second fall comes kind of quick behind it, but I'm not. You think they're stretching like the gap? Like they could have stretched out that second fall for a bit?
A bit, especially if you're going to have that weird DQ or kind of the microphone spot and everything. That works as an Iron Man match. That reminds me more of if they did something like the Iron Man match, I think it was between Hunter and Stone Cold. So where he goes through a couple falls of just quickly, I'm going to just beat the piss out of you with a chair and everything. I don't care if I lose 2-3 falls, because I know when I come out of this, I can hit a pedigree, 1, 2, 3, hit another pedigree, 1, 2, 3. All of that. If I can just get those back super quick, this might work better as an Iron Man and should work better at Full Gear instead of on a goddamn Dynamite. You're out of here.
Well, yeah, Tage Banks, Rick Knox. That's Rick Knox, right? Yeah.
What?
Ty Mello. I'll take 3 Ty Mellows, please. Let's go.
I was going to say, it sounds like a goddamn candy bar.
Yeah, buddy.
Set it up on a tee, and I'm glad you didn't fucking swing.
Yeah, I want to see this cameraman that Dale sees. Maybe that's what all those people in the corner were talking about.
Maybe. But right now, I have both men just throwing shots, and Sammy thumbing.
Oh, yeah, look at that, dude.
Danielson in the eye.
Yeah, do you see the cameraman in the corner looking all bulky and black, like blacked out?
No, I still haven't seen a cameraman, let alone this cameraman.
Yeah, the far corner here. Yeah, I don't know why I'm pointing at corners like me and you were in the same fucking room.
No, you're fine. And right now, well, it's because we spend that much time together. Example, 200, live stream and all that. But no, in the corner right now, all I've got is just Sammy eating yes kicks and a running slide. Now we're going up top, and on Rampage Friday, folks, where we'll be here, we're getting Dante Martin versus Brian Cage, and we're getting Roosh versus Bandito as well.
Bandito takes the W in that, right?
And so Roosh just fucks off by the wayside too. Those should be semifinal matches instead of goddamn qualifying matches.
But you're in a pickle now, right? Because you just signed Bandito, so natural mindset would be he should win.
Right, but you have
to build him up.
You give me if Ethan Page versus Eddie Kingston and Roosh versus Bandito were the finals to decide who gets a shot, they face each other for a world title shot.
Lee Johnson versus Orange Cassidy?
Who'd you what?
Sorry. Did I see that right? Lee Johnson's going to fight Orange Cassidy? All right, Shorty Lee Johnson.
God. Just Orange Cassidy fits on Rampage.
Yeah, I'm okay with that as a Rampage match.
Don't. And Sammy with a shooting star on the outside now, springboard. Counters the cutter into an armbar. Danielson now going to lock in the label lock. Oh,
Sammy shit. I will say this, through all the stories from the backstage stuff and just his natural way of being, I mean, Tony does have a really, really good heel in Sammy Guevara if used properly.
Oh, absolutely.
Look.
If he's meant to just be a prick, then fine. Let him be a heel, but he's a good mid-card heel right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes kicks right now. Anderson just laying into Sammy. Oh, ducks the final kick. Hits a knee.
No, it didn't, Damien. Did it? Shut the fuck up. Did they announce that?
Oh, I told you.
Well, I mean, and they went
Runner.
There's no fucking way.
Poison Rana again. And I feel like we just saw one of those not too long ago. Running knee
last night.
Yeah, I believe so.
We're talking about how it still makes me cringe.
Well, yeah, because it's still one of those that seems super legit. As Sammy's now put in the walls of Jericho better than Chris.
I think it's one of the ones that even if it goes well, you could fuck somebody up. That's why.
See, how do you feel of? To me, this is the Lion Tamer versus the walls of Jericho, because when you get that knee in the center of the back and everything and more arch. But now we've got the walls of Jericho.
Oh no, that's the walls. That's what Jericho used to do. The walls proper.
Well, no, when the Lion Tamer is when he would have you and he'd kind of get that knee in the center of your back and everything too. The Lion Tamer.
I agree. Lion Tamer same way, but when he first came in, he very often had that arch with that knee, and you liked it because it was different, right? But
well, that's the thing is, as much as we rag on Chris Jericho, we used to, or at least I used to be big fans of
Jericho fan,
right?
His WWE debut, still one of the best moments ever. Him standing in the ring, reading all the moves that he knows, and going to commercial break and coming back, and he's still cutting the promo, and nobody paying attention.
Yeah, move number 101, armbar. Oh, wow!
It's over.
Somersault into a DDT. Fucking, I'll give him credit. Sammy Guevara is athletic as shit, but at times, it's crash and burn. But gets the knees up.
Okay, that was pretty cool.
Oh, well, they could elbows, raining down elbows. But yeah, I feel like there's still Sammy's the best homegrown thing that they've had going, and that they haven't managed to still halfway fuck up. I get we bitch about him, but he very much right has become just a huge heel with his company, and he's still, no matter what, he's always talked about LaBelle lock. But always is he gonna switch into the Rings of Saturn?
But
yeah.
Look at the fans desperate, can they just win?
Oh, and the ref calls it.
Fully locked that.
It ended on a popcorn fart.
Not bad. I'll give it a little bit of love. But yes, what comes of this is Sammy Guevara looks like an absolute fucking monster as far as, he never quit. He's not giving, fuck off. Just tap out. You're a young kid. You'll survive tapping out on this one.
Right. You can tap out to Bryan Danielson.
Daniel Bryanson.
Distant relative of Thor Odin's son. Daniel Bryan's son.
What? Snooze. Yep. Orange Cassidy and Lee Johnson. Featured match for the All-Atlantic title.
I kept getting thrown off because who in the Rudy Blue Hell is Lee Johnson? It sounds like it sounds like you're fucking with me. Saying that name.
Okay. He's the other Lee. He's not Moriarty. He's the other one. Right? I don't know. 5 out of 5
people out there right now. Who in the Rudy Blue Hell is Lee Moriarty?
Help me help you. I don't understand.
Help me to help you.
Victor gives it a 5.5 out of 10. Folks, if you are new here, we take a 10, a rating out of 10 on all the shows. Victor saying 5.5. JV's a 4.
Daniel with a 3 even. 3 out of 10. Dynamite. The best match of the night was Bryan Danielson's match. Well, it's
true.
Bryan Danielson.
They stole the show, but it was petty theft.
That's great.
Right. We're shoplifting. It was shoplifting.
Right. Got caught jaywalking.
10 plus awesome. All right, Mick.
I think Mick's again talking about us. He ain't talking about anything that happened with AEW, because I'm sorry. There's no way you can tell me in any sort of reality that Eddie Kingston losing in an opening qualifying match of a tournament to Ethan Page, respectfully to Ethan Page, is a 10 out of 10 show.
It's right. You failed right there. Then
you failed out of the fucking gate, Tony.
Right. 5 out of 10 from Dale. 6 out of 10 from James. Welcome. 3 out of 10 from Aaron. All right.
But it's so interesting, especially because we do cover everything and anything. To see, where 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, all of that. 6 is the high number for AEW and all of that when we watch, whether it be Raw and NXT last night was 6, 7, 8, across the board.
Well, and
here people are struggling to give it, above a 4.
Yeah, and I mean, we were pretty critical of Raw this week as well, and then the fans as well did not just come running in like 8s and 9s for Raw this week. It was a fluffer of a show. Oh, that's where you'd like to see Tony. Dude, you pop me, popping you.
Pause. Accusations.
That's hearsay.
Allegedly.
Yeah, it's definitely getting the end of the stream now at this point.
Lee Moriarty is the Dennis Rodman of the firm. No, because then that's implying that the firm's the fucking Bulls. Unless we're talking about Dennis Rodman playing on the Bulls, fucking G League team and like fucking Taiwan or something like that. Like that's the only way that the firm would have anything resembling Dennis Rodman there. That's Dennis Rodman. Christ, not even with the Lakers.
Well, Johnny, to take that less deep, I see where you're going. Not bad. Best match was FTR and the Acclaimed. The 8-man tag was all right.
It started off good.
I said it was a good match at the time.
Oh, it was a good. It bookended very well. Just unfortunately, in between it was a shit sandwich. It had its high spots of like MJF was fantastic. His backstage segment. Granted, I feel like you should have flipped him and Moxley a little bit, but I think that was really great. The Jeff Jarrett thing, boom, missed me with that. Like that's the thing is in between you didn't have a whole lot to really keep you going. You could tune in and watch the first match of Dynamite and watch the last match, and you didn't miss much.
True. I mean, yeah, depending. I mean, there's a little bit of flavor in there. I mean, Saraya did all right. I
forgot about that. That was fantastic.
And not to and I was literally doing the same thing, like going through the segments in my head of like, okay, what kind of stood out? Yeah, not bad. I mean, I'll give it a 5 for that reason. I think I got 5 things that I was good with.
Fair enough. I'll go 4. It's a little bit. Well, you're lucky I'm giving you a rating, Tony, with fucking Eddie Kingston's situation.
I was gonna say, did you come back? Like, was it like you 4 up to Eddie Kingston and the rest of the show is a blur?
Oh, that's why I was saying even. But with like the Saraya stuff, with even the last match and everything, at times having so much bullshit floating around your show detracts from the good, parts of the show. It's a bit like what we talked about with Raw and SmackDown and all of that. With WWE under Vince, you had you still had really good moments, but they were overshadowed with so much bullshit that they were hard to get through.
Yes,
that's what I feel like is happening now with AEW. Like shit, Saraya had probably the best promo I've probably honestly heard her cut, and I entirely forgot about it because you had it was surrounded by Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt and all of that bullshit. And Samoa Joe's very blatant heel turn on Wardlow.
Well, that's where I think my concern becomes is that you're starting to turn off your core audience. That's what I mean. That's my big fear. And once you start doing that, then you might be on a sinking ship completely, right? I mean, I always said that you'll probably be able to keep it afloat for as long as he wants, but that's not. If he just keeps bleeding and hemorrhaging, like it's not good for him. It's not good for us. And yeah, Saraya was good, but like you said, we kind of get caught up in like fuck. And if you're at home on the couch right now and you're not doing what we're doing, or not involved in some way, you might just, oh, fuck this, click. Like the minute you get the second segment, that's garbage.
Right. Well, and that's one thing, and it's funny. And I know we get nitpicky with production and everything, but that's because they throw it in our face as well. You have Jericho coming out as the demo god and everything like that. Like we pay attention to now what stuff comes up at the top of the hour. We pay attention to quarterly ratings for segments and everything like that, because we would have never fucking even thought to really be paying attention to that if AEW didn't throw that in your face and want you to focus on that or try and use those as, well, see here, we're nipping at the heels and all of that. Cool. Well, now when you're not, you're really exposing. Now when you open the books publicly and everything and want people to pay attention to all the little details, when you're winning, when you're not winning, you look a lot shittier than you do before.
Yeah, and it's a bad position to be in. If you're going to run your mouth, you got to back it up. If you can't, you can't play victim. And listen, we're not getting into this tonight, but you can't
play that tomorrow for the Rumble.
Yeah, you can't get involved and then cry foul. You can't play the victim. If you're gonna pick the fight, be ready for the fight. And
you can't pot shot and then be mad when Big Brother swings back
or kick open a dressing room door. Whatever. Bad bookings to have Eddie Kingston lose in the first round. I agree, Damien.
You're preaching to the choir.
This one's for you. I think this was JV had a question for you, and I think this.
But if you had Eddie Kingston, lose to someone, wouldn't you want him to lose to Ethan Page? No one else could benefit from beating Kingston. If we weren't already past 10 o'clock right now, I could probably come up with some people that could still benefit from beating Eddie Kingston. I feel like, unfortunately, because of the way that you booked Eddie Kingston right now, I almost don't know if Ethan Page gets that much rub from beating Eddie Kingston outside of for people that are still in Eddie's corner. And at the end of the day, that shouldn't be, even if that was going to happen, if that was still the end result and that's the final or that's the semifinal, I'm more okay with that than that's the opening round.
Yeah. And fuck, I hate the fact that I just felt it in my gut. Like, this is not going to go well for Eddie. And it just feels like there's this trend of, again, those peripheral guys that seem a little, they don't seem the type to be ass kiss-ish.
So the one who's come out and it's now been publicly put out there about how he doesn't like Claudio, how he doesn't like Chris, how he doesn't like Sammy, and all of that, how he had the issue with Punk, and even maybe more of that Punk type guy. Of course, you're going to get pushed by the wayside.
Right. Great answer by Johnny, by the way.
I was going to say, all we're missing now is Karl Malone.
Right, but it was the Dennis Rodman of the NWO, not the Bulls.
Right, yeah. That man didn't want to do shit.
Right. 8.5 from John on. Now, AEW fans out there, by all means, like you know, I'm curious. I want to know what stood out for you as well. But it's official. Yes, it is. Bryan versus Sammy, Eddie versus Paige.
John saying highlights from tonight.
Oh, he's saying they were good. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think the Kingston and Ethan Page match was very good. And every single Eddie Kingston match has that, like, I'm on the knees punching each other spot. It's not cool if you do it every foot. You can't do that move every match. You can't.
Right.
So when you actually do it, it means something.
And it's, well, and it's, I guess it's one of those of, do those segments, are those the ones that carry you over, like, that those were good enough to you that they carry the show and you can miss the bullshit? And like you were saying, I'd love for any sort of real super diehard or somebody that's really thinks we're being too harsh on AEW, or you guys don't know what you're talking about, what have you, then absolutely show up, pop up in the chat and everything. Let us know what we're missing. Because at the end of the day, we just want a goddamn good product.
Yeah. And like I said, I was happy. You guys can go back for 200 live streams, cheap pop, and literally look through many nights of me, Nick, CJ, other people just absolutely beating that AEW drama, being like, what a night. Can you believe double swerve? Oh my God. Like,
right.
There were good times. We just want them back.
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Now, if it was just Kenny, would it still be unfortunately? Or are you good with that?
No, I was about to say I'm fully fine with still Kenny.
Okay.
You miss me with the Young Bucks, unfortunately. I still swear up and down they are the Hulk Hogan, I guess. Well, I would say it, but now he's signed with them too. He's the Jeff Jarrett of tag team wrestling.
Yeah, fair enough. Jeff Jarrett of tag team wrestling. Quick question, Lady Frost, could she go to AEW or WWE?
Good question, Vic, because I did see that she's now been granted her release from Impact.
They weren't using her very much either, but she's talented. I like Lady Frost.
Oh, she's super talented. I see her honestly going more towards AEW. I feel like if she went towards WWE, she would be super talented in probably NXT. I could see her maybe making a splash on the main roster and everything. But I think that you'd have to, that's somebody that you still have to introduce to the WWE universe. I hate using that term. But I feel like it fits more into Tony's style of Tony knows, the independents, and that's the AW audiences. They pay attention to the impacts. They pay attention to all the other promotions.
True. And I also think there's more likelihood of her, going to AEW and, maintaining Lady Frost, keeping that,
right.
That's kind of how it works, where that's not necessarily going to be the case even under Papa Paul.
She'd go to WWE and be Elsa.
Fucking do you want to build this bro, man?
Right. Do you want to build a straw man?
Paige and Britt promo battle was good. I agree, John. Good one. Victor saying AEW.
What? Y'all live for Full Gear? So, do you want to take this first? Or do you want me to take it?
No, I actually paused for you to take it.
Okay, so I'll say this, and I don't know if I've hammered this point home enough clearly yet. We are live for WWE. What? AEW. What? NWA. What? GCW. What? XPW. What? We are here covering anything and everything when it comes to pro wrestling, folks. Nobody does it like we do. I know Christian had to outwork everybody, and then it, became work everybody. Trust me, this ain't a work. This ain't a gimmick. This ain't, kayfabe. This ain't anything. Nobody does it like we do. We're already at 200 live streams, and we're not even a year old. We're still a baby in the game and already triple digits into this. So we are here nonstop, folks. Go ahead.
That's it. Right. And what?
Listen, I was looking for the wrestling buddies you can't get in real life and all of that.
Yeah, I'm going to add that in a second. Victor is making me smile because he called it out a couple times, and he's right. Just a quick reminder as we wind down tonight and head towards the door, you can go to Alt Wrestling Tees and check out our collection of T-shirts with Alt Wrestling Tees. The link is down below as well. Check out on social media. Go give Alt Wrestling Tees some love. He's got an amazing collection of T-shirts offered up. I know I want the Feelin' Oozy one, that's for sure.
And we still got plenty more things popping off and everything, folks. Trust me, this is just the beginning here. Like I've been saying,
we've only just
little things stopping. Up to something season never stops, folks.
Well, I like the little windows here, but yes, get
yourself hustle, don't sleep.
T-shirt in favor of this man,
what?
That man himself. That's right. Or let everyone know that you're not just a sometimes type of guy, that you're a Mr. Every Night type of guy. And then if you're tired of everyone else's garbage and nonsense, tell them to cut the shit in honor of our buddy CJ. And stay tuned for more. Like Nick said, we got more coming your way. We are the wrestling fans that you can't get in your real life. It's like having buddies on the couch watching wrestling with you all damn night. We will be back for Full Gear. We will be back tomorrow. We will be back on Friday for a doubleheader. NWA this weekend. If you guys like wrestling, this is the place you should be getting your wrestling content. We'll keep you up to date. We'll give you live response. And again, it's the livest chat going. Join us. Be a part of the show. And we click on, I'd say, 95% of those buttons, the waivers. But we get to about 95 now.
All right. Well, I would like this here. That's Damien's show itself, 7.5 out of 10. The stream, 10 out of 10. Absolutely.
Thank you, Jack. My only concern is Dynamite's a little inflated on his numbers, so
right. Well, I still
want to compensate.
Well, I was going to say, even with us, he's kind of shortchanging us. Did some of our numbers rub off on the AEW? I feel like we're kind of like we're like Spinal Tap, but these go to 11.
But these go to 11. That's priceless, bro. Yes. If you're going to do any show, go to SeatGeek. He's our promo guy now. I love it.
Right, Victor taking over for us. Well, go ahead, Vic. We'll just get you to come over here and you just comment the promos for us.
I haven't.
But absolutely, like Victor says, folks, if you're going to anything and everything, whatever show you're going to, whether it be wrestling, whether it be a concert, whether it be NFL, football, hockey, whatever sport, whatever show, go to SeatGeek, get yourself, the best seats that you can, and use code Wrasslin, save yourself $20 on your first purchase. And you can go ahead and use that to get one of those, lovely t-shirts and everything. I'm not a financial advisor, and I do not play one on YouTube. I don't have no LLC, no none of that shit. But absolutely, folks.
You need Kiana James. Get her on the phone.
Oh, you set me up for a thing there, and thank you, but no thank you.
This weekend's pay-per-view that I can't wait to watch, some Wrestling Revolver. It's going to be an awesome show. Yeah, I was looking at it today. We will keep you posted on exactly what's happening Saturday, but we will be here for a few hours Saturday night to enjoy some good old wrestling. And those Saturday streams are always a party.
Oh, absolutely, folks. What other wrestling channels out there are going to give you not only one stream, what? 2 streams, what? 3 streams, what? 4 streams, what? Christ, I think we've almost even tried at times for a 5 stream, what?
Yeah, we did.
Right.
Yeah. Last click of the night, Nick. We'll call it last. Oh, wait. We'll click this one. Twitter. Okay.
That's an app.
Yeah, there's an app for that.
Right.
I want that. I'm feeling Uzi or Uzi t-shirt. And I really want Grind My Gears t-shirt. There you go. Now he wants to grind.
Oh, Christ. A-Town already, not only does he only want or specifically want a show for me and everything now, he already is planning out merch for the show that hasn't happened yet and everything. I get you, A-Town. We'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. No, but that's it, folks. This is our 200th live stream. I cannot believe it. And for those still here, thank you. I'm super humbled. I didn't know I'd do 200 live streams ever. But it's pretty remarkable, pretty insane. And for the people that have been here from the hop, thank you so much. And everyone that's been in and out as well, thank you. Everyone that's been a part of this, thank you. Big Nick, thank you. Everyone else on the family, CJ, Ashley, thank you. Thank you.
I feel like I was about to channel somebody there with it. Thank you. But no, I will end it on this like we have now. It's become tradition at this point and everything. And folks, if you didn't know already, our shit is real. Our shit is raw. Our shit is authentic. When you're talking about that wrestling, you better put that for life with it. Bye.
See you on the flip side, folks. Good night. I gotta hit the button.